Hi all, this is Param. In this video, we will see the last three bootstrap checks. Of course, in this series of videos, we have seen almost three to five, to minimum 12 bootstrap checks. Okay, minimum 12 bootstrap checks we have seen. We know what is a bootstrap checks, right? Okay, but we are now discussed here how to configure these settings. Okay, in all of this video, I have just explained how what is that particular checks, okay, why it has to be why it is needed, okay, if it is not appropriate, what will happen, that is what we are discussing. Okay, we are not discussing about how to configure. Yeah, of course, if you want to how to configure, you can check earlier videos. Okay. Okay, in earlier videos we have discussed how to configure at the some of the OS level configuration, so how to configure some of the settings at the JVM options. In fact, okay, few of them in the like memory lock. Okay, few of them in the lssearch.oml files. Oh, okay. Now this is the last the three bootstrap checks. Okay, G1GC check. What is that? You know, G1GC is a garbage collector. Okay, G1GC is a garbage collector. Okay. In earlier version, I mean in Java 8, okay, of course we are not using Java 8, okay, so we don't need to worry about it. In case you are using Java 8, okay, and that ship with the hotspot JVMs, okay, that ship with the hotspot JVM, it has a lot of issues, okay, okay, and it has a lot of issues. So in that case, G1GC garbage collection cannot be used. That's what. Okay, so it has a lot of options. Okay, checks to the version of the hotspot. Okay, so yes, okay, issues. Okay, it leaded to the corruption of, yes, enabled. That's why when enabled. Okay. So what is as I told you, it's Java 8. Okay, Java 8. If it's a Java 8 hotspot JVM, okay, and in the Java 8 is if it is version earlier than, okay, if it is earlier than 8U40, okay, and that is what, if it is earlier and the earlier to 40 versions, okay, for 40 versions, it shipped with hotspot JVM. It has some one issue. Okay, in that case, in that provided such as JVMs, okay, if you are running your G1GC garbage collector, it may corrupt the index. That's it. Okay, it may corrupt the index. Okay, so what is the, you should make sure at least Java Java if it's JDK 8. JDK 8, the JDK Oracle JDK it seems. Okay, if it is JDK 8, you should be after 8 41 40 42 43 something. Okay, that is one option. Nowadays we are using more than beyond Java 8. Okay, people started to use Java 9 12 something like that. Okay, so people started to very latest versions. In fact, these are these, I mean, this kind of checks when fruitful now, if you are running, if you are running any external JDK only, but 99% of the internal JDK is enough, sir. I mean, the JDK bundled with Elasticsearch, right, that is more enough. Okay, we don't want to have any external JDK. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, it is necessary. Okay, till now I have not seen such. But somewhere I have seen there is a one requirement. For that we have to depend on JDK or external JDK, even that to Oracle JDK. Okay, but 99% it's enough to have the local to use the JDK bundled with the Elasticsearch distributions. Okay, fine. In fact, if you are using the external JDK, that to 8 below 840 JDK 8U40, then you should take care. Okay, either you can change your garbage collector. Okay, serial collector we cannot use. Again, G1GC we cannot use, I think. Okay, G1GC we cannot use. Okay, so either if it is possible, you can use any other garbage collector other than G1GC. If it is not possible, update the JDK. That's it. Okay, that is the only options. Okay, this will make sure, these checks will make sure that, okay, you are not running such a JDK with issue. Okay, then all permissions. See, all permission means what is when during the bootstrap checks. Okay, during the bootstrap checks, JVM should not have enabled with the Java.security all permission to the Elasticsearch. Okay, it is equivalent to what is a disabled security manager. That means what, whenever you are running Elasticsearch, okay, sorry, whenever the Elasticsearch is running the bootstrap checks, how many times it will run? It will run only one time, right? It will only one time for the very first times. Okay, after it will check. So that times what is you are disabling a complete security manager. You should not do such, okay? It should not, you should not be do so that means though it's do the bootstrap checks, it should be within the security manager. It should be run within the security manager. You should not like open all the permissions, okay? Okay, security policy, right? Again, the security policy we will define in JDK. Again, this also comes when you are using external JDK only. If it is a bundle JDK, you will not you don't worry about that. They configure accordingly. Okay. If it is, I mean, bundle JDK, I mean they will not release such this kind of Java security policy inside of the bundle JDK. So whenever you are having external JDK only, okay, external JDK only, you will be you may have to care of this kind of permissions. Okay, so if you are using external JDK and you are defining security policy yourself, don't give all permissions. Okay, Java security all permission to Elasticsearch. That will lead to problems. Okay, okay. So because of this kind of permissions is defined in the policy file. Okay, that's why you should not do. So if you are doing this kind of, there is no security manager. You completely disable the security manager. That is meaning. Okay, okay. Okay, then discover setting, the final one, of course. Discover settings. Okay, yeah, I think we have discussed already. So within the single host, you can run more than one instance of Elasticsearch. When first instance started, it will look for the other instance. If it is there, it will join. Okay, if it is not there, then that will become, then it will treat as a master within the single cluster, within the single host. I'm saying, okay, okay. So this would be this would be good for learning purpose. Okay, so you can of course, if you are having very good machines, very number of CPU, then you can run more than one instance within the single host. So the multi instance clusters running within the single host. Okay, that is okay for the learning purpose, but it should not for the productions. Okay, so that means what they for the production, even if you are trying to run, yes, this is a matter. Okay, even if you want to run more than one instance of JVM within the single host for production, Elasticsearch does not support. Elasticsearch does not support. It will stop. It will quit. Okay, okay. So how you can make sure? Okay, so obviously either seed host we will be right, or initial master. In the initial master nodes will takes care of what? What are the nodes? Going to act as a master eligible node. Okay, okay. So those things will be displayed. It will be configured here. It can be a list or array. Usually we will be configured as array. So we will configure all the nodes, all the host name. Okay, in that instance going to run, that instance can act as a master. Seed host. Okay, seed host is very simple. Seed host means whatever the number of hosts are going to part of this cluster. Okay, if you give the 10, all the 10 hosts will be become part of the single cluster. So obviously cluster name will be same. Okay, cluster name will be same. Okay, all the 10 nodes, maybe some of them are master, some of them are data nodes, some of them maybe coordination, some of them maybe different role or machine learning, something like that. Okay, but anyhow, number of nodes you want to have within the Elasticsearch, it should be declared in the seed host. Okay, seed provider, right? Seed provider, but in seed provider we have discussed it. Like in early videos I have discussed it. Okay, what is seed provider? How you are going to give seed providers? Actually, we use file based. I mean config based. In fact, exactly. Technically, it's a configuration based. So we will do this configuration within the Elasticsearch.yml file itself. But in fact, if it is GC, Google Cloud, AWS or Azure means, okay, there they have written separate plugin, 3 different plugins. Those plugin provide the seeds. Okay, that is what seed provider. So what they say now, okay, either of one among these 3 should be there. Okay, okay, if none of there now, it will stop. Okay, no, you are trying to run more than one instance with a single host for production. This is not supported with Elasticsearch. This is not good for this is not good for the production. To make sure that only it will they are checking for the discovery configuration checks. So at least either one of these is there or not. If it is there, that's well and good. It will run. Otherwise, it will stop. Okay. Okay. So that's all. I think I have explained almost more than 12 Is it right? Let me go like this. Okay, how many are there? 3 6 9 12 15. So almost we have discussed the 15th. Okay, 15 bootstrap checks. Okay, so we have discussed the 15 bootstrap checks. So very simple. All the 15 bootstrap checks are just to make sure is it right. Okay, if it is not there, it will stop with the execution for the production cluster. So again, production cluster only the bootstrap checks will be stop the execution. If it is a test environment, I mean, if you are running a debug single cluster or in a normal mode in the single host, it will simply quit. It will continue. Okay, it will continue, but it cannot be a production clusters. Okay. Okay. So why we are checking these bootstrap checks? Very simple. Okay, we why of course this almost we have seen 15 cluster, sorry, 15 type of bootstrap checks. Why why it has to do again? The bootstrap checks are going to run only one times. Then why it is need? The reason is we don't want to lose any node once the cluster started. Okay, because if I lose one node, there are a lot of work for the cluster. Okay, reassigning, rebalancing, reallocating, many things has to be done. Okay, so that's why. Okay, for this kind of known reason. Okay, for this kind of known reason, Elasticsearch node cannot need to become down, or no need to lose, no need to leave any node from the cluster. Okay, okay, so that's why, and these are known reasons to make sure node given node is available for the whole life of the Elasticsearch cluster. They are checking all these conditions. They call them as a bootstrap checks. Thank you. Thanks for watching.